Since lockdown, a few of us have joined or formed a range of groups, all of which have a Christian ethos. Some of us are in several, none of us are in all of them. Relationships have developed, and if government guidelines allow, we'd like to get all the groups together for joint worship every month or two. What will happen in the future? We've no idea. Hi, I'm Brian and I belong to a group called Wild Wednesday. It's a group of 20 blokes who meet every Wednesday. Before lockdown we used to meet in the pub at Binham. Then when lockdown arrived we used to have lunch together over Zoom. And now we all meet in Lounce's garden. He's one of the 20. The gang has no agenda. There's no rules. You can say whatever you think. We are about a third Christians, about a third sort of Christians, and about a third who have nothing to do with church at all. We just enjoy ourselves, have fun together, and then all go home.
I'm Sue, and I first heard about local houses of prayer when I read the book The Grace Outpouring. I was in Australia and somebody mentioned this to me, and I was quite surprised that this was happening in Wales, and I knew nothing about it. So I purchased the book, I read the book, and then I went on to read the follow-up book, The Way of Blessing, and it really inspired me to find out how we could set up a local house of prayer in Norfolk. But there was nobody from that organisation coming this way. And then by chance, probably a year or so later, I came across a notice that was happening, and a meeting was arranged in Holt about setting up local houses of prayer and how to go about it. So I went along, and there I met Terry and Karen and Tony and Brian, and we have now formed our own local house of prayer.
Hi, I'm Terry. I first met Karen at the Friday Ladies group that used to meet in the chapel at Great Snoring. Later on, the chapel was sold and we moved into homes, but we met with each other and we did worship and teaching and prayer and discipleship, and we just enjoyed each other's company. When we had lockdown, we moved effortlessly to Zoom, and with lots of technical glitches, we managed to sort it out, and we still did our worship, teaching, prayer and discipleship. But we missed the meeting together bit. Now we're meeting outside and continuing to build relationships with women from different churches and villages. We meet weekly and we often have coffee afterwards. So it's kind of a bit of worship and a bit of relationship building, a mixture of both, a bit of fun and a bit of serious.
Hello, I'm Karen. And early on in the pandemic, I realised that there was no imminent return to the old way of doing church. And so Tony, Terry, Brian and we got some training from Cell UK, and we launched a brand new group on a Monday night based on their lockdown Zoom model. So 5 of us began to meet to familiarise ourselves with this new model known as the 3 Ps, whereby we focused on the presence of God, the pressures that we were all under, and the purpose of the group. And we informed Ian. We invited Sue from the local house of prayer to join with us because we had been praying with her for quite a lot of months. So Sue joined with us. We sent out some invitations, and surprisingly, Sue's husband Tony accepted and joined us on a Monday night, despite his lifelong wrestle with Christianity. And also a relative of Terry, who wanted to rekindle her relationship with God, she also accepted the invitation. So now we were 7. Tony, Terry, Brian, Sue and we take it in turns each week to facilitate the 3 Ps. So we all take responsibility to make the group happen. And so far, so good.
Hello, I'm Tony Edwards. My wife and I returned from Australia this year and joined this group. I'm a half-hearted believer, and through my wife I've finished up in this strange situation. Apart from the Monday group, I've finished up with the Wednesday group as well. I found Monday group a shock to the system, but look forward to it. But it is a steep learning curve, a bit like getting married for the first time when you're 68. Wednesday group is open and diverse, and our many subjects are covered to the point where when we leave I wouldn't know what we've talked about. But both groups are now our friends, and we look forward to our weekly meetings.
So my name's Tony, and the group that I'm talking about is the Saturday breakfast and Bible study group. As the words say, we have breakfast first of all, and then we sit down and decide beforehand what we're going to do in the Bible. There's about 12 of us all together in the little group, and we meet twice a month. Altogether, in all these groups that we've talked about, there are about 40 people. Some of them go to more than one group. Some of them are in perhaps 3 of them, but I don't think there's anybody that's in every single group. But what you can say is that it's horses for courses. In all the groups that we belong to, there's something for everybody.